It's the evening session and the exciting journey of the Indian power brands continues.
Over the last 100 years, Britain's trade with India actually fell from around 12% to 2%. Let's be frank, the environment for doing business in India can be somewhat challenging. In 2008, the BBC sold its outside broadcast unit to a well-known British broadcast company called SIS, a successful bidder for the Commonwealth Games, something that we should be proud of, who did a brilliant job under difficult conditions. However, like many other contractors, they were caught up in political and legal wranglings, and naturally that has a negative impact upon one's experience of trying to do business. But let me end by urging every power brand here tonight to use its influence in a positive and proactive way for India to enhance that special business and historic relationship we have between our two countries. Thank you.
It is my very great pleasure to deliver a personal message on this auspicious occasion from the Prime Minister, David Cameron. Congratulations on the Indian Power Brand Initiative and welcome to London for this important event. When this government took office last year, the decision on where to pay my first overseas visit was an easy one. The potential offered by the UK-India relationship seemed so great that I was determined to get our reinvigorated cooperation off to a flying start. The delegation of cabinet ministers and business people that I led to India was one of the largest assembled by a British Prime Minister in recent decades. And we were delighted by the reception we received. The theme of your conference is India Rising. Whilst governments have an important role, it is the hard work and enterprise of individuals and businesses that will deliver lasting prosperity for both our countries. Whether it is Indian investment in UK manufacturing or the spectacular success of the inaugural Indian Grand Prix as a platform for the finest of British technology, it is clear to me that the dynamism of the business sector will continue to drive India onwards and upwards in the 21st century. We want to be there with you. Welcome to London and to India Rising.
I would like to thank Professor Arindam Chaudhary and the Marcom team for embarking on this fantastic project that celebrates India's most powerful brand.
We at Plan Man are extremely passionate about taking Indian brands up. When last year we launched Power Brands in India, that Power Brand book was full of multinational brands and it hit us very much because it was not doing justice to India. Everywhere in the world, when brands become big, it's got a lot to do with the government, support, infrastructure, political will, vision, so many things. In India, every entrepreneur is despite governance. And we wanted to have an occasion where we could celebrate Indian brands and make them aspire to become bigger. And now, like some of the brands like Sahara, Tata's, we want many of you more to go up there, flood the list of world brands. If we are 1/5 of the world, then 1/5 of the top 100 brands should be ours. And Cult, the book that we have written together, me and my friend of the last 22 years, Sandeep, is also venture towards that side. It's a guide for CEOs to try and take their organizations right at the top.
Evening also witnessed the launch of the book Cult by Guy Kawasaki, the classic CEO guide on leadership and business strategy, authored by Arindam Chaudhary and A. Sandeep.
I've read this book already, Cult, and Steve Jobs would love this book. He truly would. And so you should be very proud of your accomplishment. I have shipped a few books myself, and there is no greater feeling than shipping a book, well, other than having children. This is, in a sense, a child. Speaking of the journey is the reward, I had 2 journeys with Steve Jobs. I worked for him from 1983 to 1987 in the Macintosh division, and then 1995 to 1997, I also returned to Apple as chief evangelist. And I will tell you that working for him was truly a privilege and an honor. I learned everything I know about business from him. He pushed me beyond what I ever thought I could accomplish. The world is a sadder place without him. Although I'm sure he's up there and he's telling Krishna or God how to run the universe right now. And I hope you can, as Arindam said, make India into this world-famous brand. I hope you do very well with this book. I think this book is in the same quality of the books of Malcolm Gladwell and Jeffrey Moore and Clayton Christensen and Seth Godin. And congratulations to all you award winners.
Research and development, mergers and acquisitions, innovation, technology, Six Sigma. Every CEO wants to follow these strategies. There's no need to question these strategies. Why? Because all other CEOs follow them. And if you follow any other strategy other than the glamorous sounding strategies, you may well be called eccentric. And that's what Cult questions. Cult brings the truism in front of the corporate world of which strategies work and which don't.
And then came the time to unveil the global superpower edition of the Indian Power Brands by Dr. Ruby Dhalla, Ms. Preeti Patel and Professor Arindam Chaudhary. The event finally concluded with Indian Power Brands Hall of Fame Awards acknowledging the champions of their own fields.
I accept this award on behalf of the wellness industry, and 3 cheers.
I dedicate this to millions of my loyal customers.
I'd like to dedicate this award to my millions of Indian farmers and to the very large multinational chemical companies.
The only brand which has got Guinness Book of Records for making the biggest biryani in the world.
India was always looked upon as a country with a glass half empty. And Power Brands, you've done this at the right time. India is now a country with a glass half full and full of opportunity. So thank you very much.
East India Company ruled India for a long time, and now an Indian and a group of Indians own the East India Company. And therefore I dedicate this award to all those people who worked for 400 years and all the freedom fighters who worked to build India as an independent nation.
This year has been a very important year for motorsport in India. As the message from your Prime Minister, David Cameron, even said, I hope this is a catalyst for the sport to truly grow. The motorsport industry in the UK employs about 40,000 people. We have a long way to go to catch up with that, and I really accept this on behalf of the entire motorsport industry in our country.
Gitandi gave its first brand to the country, India, 20 years before, and today it's a proud owner of nearly 70 brands in jewelry globally.
I dedicate this award to my mother, who raised my brother and I as a single mother. You don't need a famous last name. You don't need a silver spoon. As was said by Walt Disney, that if you have a dream, you can do it.
This award is dedicated to our valued customers. We will always try and innovate new products and world-class products.
Thank you to everyone at Power Brands. Of course, thank you to Arindam. This award is dedicated to the fans of Hindi film, because they really have given us an identity in a time where almost everything else gets swallowed up by movies that are made in one other major country. You know, that they love their films, they love their stars, and they love their language, and that's what keeps the Hindi film brand alive the globe over. Thank you very much.
First, I'd like to, thank Power Brands for having us here this evening and for this award. Raw Challengers is a very special team. We've always believed that we are nothing without our fans and our fan base. And everything we do is to try and make our fans happy. Off the field, our activities, we've got one of the highest fan followings in India on all social media platforms, be it on Twitter, Facebook, and on our website. And we've also undertaken a lot of green activity. Bangalore being the garden city, it was only fitting that we did our bit for the environment. And through fan engagement and from all the support and help from our fans, I'm happy to announce that in the next couple of weeks, we will get the official certification that Royal Challengers Bangalore will be the world's first ever carbon neutral cricket team.
I'm humbled, I'm honored for this coveted award. I don't know whether I deserve it or not. But with your blessings and good wishes, I'll definitely try to be a deserving candidate in the near future.
The whole initiative which has been brought together by Plan Man, recognizing the brands as power brands, so it gives us a lot of strength.
I think it's a great initiative. It's good to showcase what India's best brands are.
It's a good feeling today that I'm here personally.
I'm really, really thankful to Power Brands for inviting me here and giving me this wonderful honor.
This is a great platform to launch it in London.
We launched the Indian Power Brands in London to inspire Indians to think big, to think global, and to make Indian Power Brands something to aspire for.